Hey folks, welcome back to Law Creations. I just wanted to do a quick little video here, show you what I'm working on, show you my process for this particular door. So what I did was, this is cut out of cardstock. Did all the cardstock, did the little wheel, and if my only critique for this door, I would have the wheel to be a little more. Right now it's a little linear. I like to have it a little more 3D oriented, and but I think it looks fine for this purpose. So I just wanted to share with you my technique on this particular weathering process on this door. So I had to get a little weathering out of my system. This door is going to be for my next build that I'm working on, which is an underground post-apocalyptic type of scenario. So I wanted to do a little weathering on the door and on various things. So because my last build was my sci-fi build, and there was next to no weathering on that. So and you know how I am about my weathering. I love my weathering. I just think it looks so nice, and yeah, I really like it. So I'm gonna just go over, because last time I didn't really do these AK-40, there I go again, AK interactive weathering pencils. Really, I don't feel like I did them justice in regards to how well they weather. And last time I showed you I was weathering my chair, and I got a little sidetracked, showed you how I did my floor on my last couple of dioramas ago. So I just wanted to share with you guys my process. So obviously I cut everything out. I used Dollar Tree foam board and some cardstock. So, and then I black washed everything with some Mod Podge and black paint to make everything nice and sturdy. The rivets, these particular rivets here, I didn't use my dollar store rivets. My daughter used to dance, and she had this little box of rhinestones that I believe she got at Hobby Lobby, but she would use these to decorate her dance outfits. So because she doesn't dance anymore, she doesn't need these, so she had given them to me. So I use this size rivet and the smaller rivets around the window on this particular door. So yeah, Rhinestones Twinkle by Nicole. I'm not really sure what she paid for them, but I don't believe they were that much. And I better watch out, because I would hate to spill this, because what a mess that would be. So I'll put this back. So I just want to show you that's what I use for rivets on this particular door. So like I say, I primed everything black with Mod Podge and black paint. Then I came in with this particular finish. It's a rust finish by Folk Art, and it's a textured paint that gives you a let me see if I can show you right here, that it's that particular color right here, like the dark brown rust, and all this texture is in that particular paint. So it has like a sand texture, and that's what leaves the nice texture of rust and corrosion. So I really like that particular paint. So I just gave it a whole, that's kind of was my base coat. So then once that dried, I took some white spray paint and just very, very lightly dusted the piece with some white spray paint. So that's the little effects you get, around the little white little areas, like up here. Oh, sorry, up here you can see the white. But then I came in with this particular Midnight, I believe it's Midnight Garden from Folk Art, and that's what gives me the nice green. So I wanted a little color, a little variety in there, and that's what I went ahead and did there. And then I followed it with a green wash, and then I did a black wash. So yeah, so now I'm just doing the final weathering stage. The window I'll put in later, because I have made the mistake before of putting the window in first before I paint, and I've made a mess, and I had to do it all over again. This is a 1/18 scale door, And I'm gonna go over go over my technique using these pencils. I know I did in an earlier video, but I kind of rushed it. So the idea of weathering, especially when you're doing the final rusting with this particular color, is randomness. So you want your brighter color to be very random. You don't want to do the whole entire door this particular color. This is just an accent color. It's to really bring out the rusting of the door. And so let's go over and I just dipped this particular pencil in water. I don't know if you guys can see the water dripping off of that. And I find when you use these pencils, the best way to use them is using the side of the pencil. You don't want to use the point, because the point really doesn't give it a nice effect. So you want your pencil nice and wet, depending on, you know, how much rust you want to add. And I'm just going in random places and just adding some rust. I did down here. The main place is really where you want to do is kind of where your texture is, to really bring out that particular texture. And if you find you're not getting much pigment off your pencil, just rotate it and you get a little more pigment. But the idea is to keep this particular pencil wet, and then you'll get some really good results. So we'll rust up here a little bit, and we'll bring it down around the rivet and just different areas. Like I say, it's just randomness of it. And people say less is better, and I agree. On this particular final process, less is better. But I really wanted to come across as if this door is very decayed and underground, and you know, I might even add a little bit of greens under here, and I think I will, to give it a kind of mildew moss kind of effect. So we'll do that next. We'll do a light green and a dark green pencil. I think that'll work pretty good. Although this particular pencil here is really good. I like it. As you can tell, it's streaking dirt pencil, and that gives a nice grimy. I think we'll do that one next. So let me finish up with this rust. I'll show you guys. And I really like to get the rivet, so we'll get under here really well. Like I say, you keep your pencil sharp. You want to use the side of the pencil, and so on and so forth. And just let the water and the pigment really just do the work, and then you can come in with a paintbrush if you wanted to, and just kind of streak it and lighten it like that. You can go up, down, whatever way your artistic eye lets you, that make it look decent. So that's the whole idea. Let's get under. So like I said, you're using the water, and then you're using the side of the pencil, and that's at the end. And you know, it could be a little. Let's do a little streaking, and we just feather it out. So like that. This stuff is very forgiving. If this dries and I'm not happy with it, I can wet this brush a little bit, and I can lightly wash it away, or make it not as bright. So that gives you an idea of what that looks like. So let's do this particular corner over here, up here, because there seems to be a lot of nice texture. A lot of nice texture there. So just come in. It's tough to do on camera. I'm just trying to see. I usually don't work on camera only because I find it difficult, and it takes so long. So let's streak it down, kind of like that. Make it a little thinner. You can make it a little. the possibilities are endless. I'm really not doing the particular medium justice by talking about it, but I just wanted to show you guys. So that's the idea, like that. And certain places you can come in even, you know, you can make things nice and light, and then you can come in nice and dark, like on that particular rivet. And let's make that really dark under there. So that's just the idea. If you can see the difference there. And this particular set of AK interactive pencils, it comes with a, you can do it all in steps. It comes with a medium rust pencil right here, and then it comes with a dark rust pencil. So you can do everything in steps. And let's try the medium rust right over here where we made this. I'm going to wash off a little bit of the water, and over here where we made this nice and bright, let's add a little medium to try to tone it down a little bit. And the best way to probably do it is I probably rushed it, because this particular light rust was still a little wet. So the best way to do it was probably to wait till it dried. But that gives you an idea. Let's see the color of the medium rust. But that gives you the idea of this particular color. And then you can take your your paintbrush, and just wipe it and tone it down a little bit. If you guys want to see a process about how I did this door, I can show you guys my particular process. And yeah, so we can do one start to finish if you want. And let me sharpen this particular pencil, this grime pencil, and then we'll come in and we'll do the bottom of the door with the grime, and I'll show you guys how that, or the streaking dirt it's called. This one I really like. As you can tell, the pencil is diminishing. What's nice about this is you can go online and buy just the individual pencils. If you use one more than the other and you use it up, you can just go online and buy the individual pencils. Or you can do that, to start a set slowly but surely. All right, so let's come in here and let's see how this pigment works, just to give you an idea about. So right now it's not really activated because it hasn't really. You really have to wet it pretty good. And let's take a look. This is the streaking dirt, and I really like this for. It's a little more subtle than just green for like mold or mildew, and I don't really view it as like dirt, but I think it looks pretty cool. And then you can, like I say, you can even get a thinner brush than this, and then just slowly blend it in. I mean, you can do this with paint too, but these pencils are already pre-colored and everything, and it just and it's so forgiving. It's not like using acrylic paint. Acrylic paint, once it dries, is really not much you can fix once you once it dries. So you would have to just paint over it. So this pigment is water activated, so it's very forgiving. If you don't like something, you can just go back and with a lightly damp brush and move the pigment around, and then you just seal it with you want to seal it with a spray sealer. And I have spray Mod Podge that I use, and that seals the pigment very nicely. So if you can see that down there, I really like this color. I think I already said that. You guys probably get that idea, huh? So let's go down here and just do a little randomness. And I won't use a lot of this particular color. I'll focus. I'll be very random in this particular color. So I'll just streak it a little bit. With this particular, I mean, it kind of gives it away by saying streaking dirt. So you don't want to just blob it in one place. You kind of want it to streak. So let's do right here, the top of. Let's do right there. So you can see how wet that is. As such, oh yeah, that's like perfect, because I can always wipe a lot of that away. So don't be afraid to get a lot on the pencil. So that gives you the idea. Now, yeah, you can use the point to kind of make it look like it runs, kind of like that particular look. But we'll come in with the brush and soften that up so it's not completely hard edges. So that gives you the idea. So, yeah. I really like these pencils. I think I told you before the set was about $60. I got it off of eBay. I had a little money in my PayPal account and just wanted to use it up. So, I think this video has gone on long enough. What else do I want to share? Oh, I want to share. So, my daughter and I, we purchased a Cricut maker, a Cricut paper cutter, and that's how I got the design for this door. I used my daughter's Cricut, and I cut it out on cardstock. I glued it to the foam board. And I took my hot wire knife and just went around the cardstock, and then that's what gave me the perfect, I mean, you can do it by hand, but that's what gave me the perfect circle. And I even did the wheel the same way. The wheel I saved to the Cricut app. I cut it out on the Cricut to the size I wanted it. And it's just cardstock. It's very thin cardstock, just to show you. And that's that particular wheel. And I glued it to Dollar Tree foam to give it some thickness, because that's how thick that it is. And I glued it. Used my hot wire cutter to cut everything out nice and neat. And I use this. This acts as a guide when I cut it, so my cuts come out perfect only because I have this particular guide. I could make this from scratch, but by no means can I get as good of a cut as the Cricut maker. That thing is amazing. I went with that. I don't particularly want a 3D printer. I mean, you see guys 3D print a lot of awesome things. You see guys use laser cutters, which are awesome. I can't afford that. People use a CNC machine, which cobs the foam. I can't afford that. So my daughter and I split the cost for a Cricut maker, and I use that to help me. I use that to help me do my cuts nice and clean. And if you saw my sci-fi cut, that's how I did the cut on my particular flooring for my sci-fi, was the Cricut maker. I could never do those precise cuts on my own by any means. And I want to include some grates in my build for my my post-apocalyptic. So I think I have to make the size a little small, because these holes are a little bit too big for 1/18 scale. So I might have to go down a ½ an inch or so. But yeah, that's this material cut out on the Cricut maker. So they cut out like this. They cut out like that. So I just have to go through and pop all those out. And then what I do is I take some of these here, and I just glue it on the back of the cardstock. And that's what gives me a really nice grate. Now, if you were to try to cut those out by hand, good luck. But I was able to cut all these on the Cricut Maker in like, I think it took like 7 minutes, 7 to 8 minutes. And these are 2x2 squares. So in the Cricut app, you can go and you can size everything you want. So I probably should have done a whole video on this on its own, but this is a little tip for you guys who stayed to the end. Just sharing with you guys. You know, most of the time I cut things by hand, but I'm getting a little older. I'm a little more shaky, and I have to be honest, my skills are not that good to where I can cut this by hand by any means. This particular window, all this here, I cut out the template using this particular cardstock. I glued it to foam board, and then I used the template to cut my Dollar Tree foam. And that's what gives me the nice clean cuts and an awesome window. This is a 1/12 scale window that I've been working on, just playing with. But for you guys that stayed to the end of this video, that's my little tidbit. Cricut Maker. I included that into my arsenal. And what I did was just go online. You pick a picture. It has to be kind of, you know, black and white, straight picture. If it has textures and things like that, it's tougher to clean up. But then you go into the Cricut app and you clean it all up. You crop it. You can size it. And this door is 5 inches by 2.5 inches maybe. And it's perfect for 1/18 scale, to give you an idea. Right there. 1/18 scale. Be going into my next build. And yeah. So I just want to tell you guys, I appreciate you hanging in there. I appreciate you watching this video. And I just wanted to share this video. My father-in-law passed away this morning of cancer. He was 70 years old. So my wife and my kids are out picking up a shirt and a tie for him for his wake. So it's been a real sad day and a sad past week. So I just wanted to get down here and work, take my mind off things. And yeah, so I'm not looking for sympathies. I'm just letting you know why I do what I do. This is my quiet place. This is my downtime. And I'll leave you with this: people in your life, you know, love them, cherish them. If your mom and dad's still alive, give them a call. You know, talk to them. And if you haven't talked to them for a long time, find forgiveness in your heart to go and talk to them, to tell them you're sorry, because life is short, and you don't want to live your life with regrets, because there's going to come a day where our mom and dad's not going to be there, our brothers, our sisters, and some of you folks may have already experienced a lot of that. And just live your life with compassion, kindness, and make your life worth living and worthwhile, and be a blessing to people in your life. Okay? So I'll leave with that. I rambled enough. I have been accused of rambling, so I'm going to stop there. So yeah, my door, AK Interactive Weathering Pencils, love them. Cricut Maker, fantastic. Love it. Able to make things like this, like my wheel. And take care, folks. Stay safe. God bless. And I appreciate all of you. And if you made it this far, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a good one.